Just write the numbers down such that when we open up the phone lines, it'll be easy for you to connect. 0906 3352 or 0807221439. So I'm going to ask you this question before we go on a quick break. What are the factors to consider, before taking on any of the investment portfolios?
Okay, when you want to go into, you want to pick any of those real estate investment portfolio, you need to, number one, know. I like to tell people, know your level. When I say know your level, know your capacity. What's your capacity like in terms of your purchasing power? You need to really know your level. Then, two, you have to consider what kind of property do you want to do. Do you want to do a long-time real estate investment, or you want to do a short-term real estate investment? If you're the type who wants to cash out easily, like the person who gave me that brief of the lease apartment. Okay, the guy bought into it when the developer are still developing, and they needed people who would believe so much in it. That's when we talk about off-plan project. So he did off-plan, and after the project is completed, of course, he has made money.
Right.
Yes, you understand. So that's a short-term investment.
Project,
yes, he was able to key into it while the project was on, and then
make money
cash
off
out.
it.
Yes, when the project is completed, obviously he's not going to sell the same amount he bought.
That's true.
So that's a short-time investment. So when we talk about a long-time investment, we talk about investment that has to do with, okay, you buy a property, you know that this property won't appreciate so much until, say, in the next 4 or 5 years, 6 years. There are properties like that you just have to leave there. And there are some properties, especially if you're doing rental. You know, if you're doing rental, you want to build and you're doing rental, you don't get your money immediately.
True.
So you have to wait. That's a long-term investment. So you have to consider, number one, am I doing a long-term investment? Am I doing a short-term investment? Then you also need to consider the location where you're doing the investment. And that is why I mentioned the long-term and short-term. If you're doing a long-term investment, yes, you need to consider the location, which is very, very key. Yes, and then you need to also consider like I already mentioned, warehouse. I mentioned hotel. I mentioned guest house. I mentioned buy and flip. I mentioned buying acres of land and reselling. I also mentioned land banking, which is, and in most cases, the land banking, you can buy landed properties that are very, very affordable, because they're usually not in the places that are developed. Some of them are in a place where the development is just on the way.
Okay.
The connecting city.
Yes, thank you. That's the word. We have some connected cities. Areas are very close, especially the border in between Lagos and Ogun. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Those areas are very good to buy. You look at Mowe, you look at all this Mowe or Father, and then you look anything around Ikorodu, Epe.
That's true.
Areas like that, and Epe is a very fantastic location that people should consider this time. So those are the factors that one need to consider. Of course, I always say this: when you want to pick real estate portfolio, after considering all this, please make use of a good, make use of expert.
You don't know it all.
Can't be overemphasized.
Honestly, because the reason is because I've seen people lose money, all because of this. I can do it all by myself. You can do it all by yourself, but you won't know when you're doing it wrong.
That's true.
So you need somebody who will put, because when you say this to people, they're like, maybe it's because of what they will collect. No, it's because of what we have seen. It pains me personally. It pains me when I see people go through things they can
When you see some
avoid.
of this investment go wrong.
Why do you have to go through that route when you can always avoid
Spend little to avoid some of this pain at the
Thank
end of
you.
the day.
That's just it. That's
Okay,
my
I mean, so much nugget to be taken out of this. But
So
we'll go on
much.
this quick break, and then when we come back, we'll definitely continue on the topic. Be a part of this show, especially if you are interested in delving into the world of real estate. The Real Estate Revolution show is for you, so be a part of it. But let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll definitely continue on other aspects of the show. Melma is still here, Mr. Deji, and of course, Party Madam is me. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Language diversity on Jordan Drive.
My people, how far? This na Jordan Drive. How una waka today?
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o, ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé, lóko àti níbi gbogbo tẹ́ bá wà.
Ndị be anyị ekele m unu, eletro